So in this session we'll be discussing few other functions in string functions in Java. The first one is your format. The format method returns the formatted string by given locally. Now, what do you mean by format here? So we have something like a %s, %f, %d, %e, %g, and etc. format specifications in C language. And we have various types of notations like a %6.2f, %-10d, and etc. in C language. And we have manipulators in C++. So those formats can be applicable in Java. We'll see a few demonstration programs for all these things. Look at your first program. Look at line number 6, 7, 8. And we have comments also there. So string sf1 string dot format. What is the base string? Base string is a line number 5. name is equal to SONNVO. Look at line number 6. We used %s string dot format. And line number 7 %f. And line number 8 we used 32.12f. Look at the outputs clearly. %s you get the same string, whereas %f accepts 6 decimal places. After the dot it takes 6. Here we have 33434. Look at the output. After dot we have 334340. The default number of decimal places are 6 with %f. Whereas look at the line number 8 output, 32.12f. After dot 1 to 12 are allowed, but we have only 5. And look at the output, remaining are zeros. So we have various format specifiers, a list. Look at example 2. Look at line number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Line number 5 string, it is an integer value. Line number 6 is a string value. Line number 7 is float value, and line number 8 is hexadecimal %x. And whereas line number 9 is char value. Look at the output. As I told you earlier, %f takes default number of decimal places are 6. So line number 7, the output is 101.6 zeros, and the hexadecimal value of 101 is 65. %c takes only one character. %s is string. We can set width, padding, etc. to any value. Look at line number 6. We have %10d and %-10d. %10d, the input is 101, so remaining 7 are blanks, whereas -10d means it is left justification. Look at line number 8 clearly, %space and d, and line number 9 %010d means the remaining are filled with zeros. Just go through the output clearly. The next method is get bytes. The get bytes in Java is used to convert a string into sequence of bytes and returns an array of bytes. Look at example line number 5. String S1 is equal to alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And look at line number 6. S1 dot get bytes. It returns sequence of bytes. That is the reason BYTE and brackets are open and the variable is BARR. Look at line number 7. We use for loop to print those elements. So look at the output. We have the ASCII values of all the characters. The ASCII value of capital A is 65 and capital B 66 and 67 and so on. So look at example 2. Look at line number 5, 6 as usual. And we have an additional thing here, line number 12. String S2 is equal to new string within brackets BARR. Means we are creating string from the variable BARR. It is a byte array. From byte array we are again getting back the string. We are creating string S2. Look at the output. From byte array again we created another string S2. The next method is get chars. It copies the content of any string into specified char array. Look at line number 5, we have a string, and line number 6 we have a character array, and line number 8 we have get chars with 4 arguments, 6, 16. The string specified number of characters of the string are copied to character array ch with from position 0, ch comma 0. So 6 comma 16, check out the positions of the string str, and those number of characters are copied to array ch from first position comma 0. So while practicing, you just make some changes and notice the output. Look at another program. As usual, look at line number 8 here, str.getchar 1 comma 26. So just look at the output, java.lang.string index out of bounds exception. You get an error. You are trying to copy beyond the limits. Check out how many characters are there in the string and what is the length of the string and what you are trying to copy. That is the reason try block is specified, try and catch. Exception handling. The concept of exception handling we will be discussing later. At this point of time, once you use this try block, if at all there is an error, automatically the control will be transferred to the catch block and raises an exception. So automatic exception will be raised, error will be raised, and here the exception raised is string index out of bounds exception. The next method is intern. The method returns a canonical representation for the string object. A pool is managed by string class. When the intern method is executed, then it checks whether the string equals to the string object is in the pool or not. If it is available, then the string from the pool is returned. Otherwise, the string object is added to the pool and a reference to this string object is returned. It follows that for any two strings s and t, s dot intern double equal to t dot intern is true if and only if s1 s dot equals t is true. It's advised to use equals, not double equal to compare two strings. This is because a double equal to operator compares memory locations, while equals method compares the content stored in two objects. Whenever we create a string object, two objects will be created, that is, one in the heap area and one in the string constant pool. And the string object reference always point to heap area object. Look at line number 5, string s1 is equal to new string of hello. It will create two objects and pointing to the heap area created object. When we write a statement like line number 7, string s3 is equal to s1 dot intern, it will refer to the object which is in SCP, that is string constant pull. If you write a statement like string S3 is equal to within double quotation some string, it refers to the same object which is in the SCP area, because the content is already available in the SCP area. No need to create the new object. So we have another example. The next method is empty. The Java string isEmpty method checks if the string is empty or not. It returns true if the length is 0, otherwise false. So we have another example. Look at line number 5 and 6. Look at line number 5. The string is an empty string. Line number 8. If s1 dot length is equal to 0 or s1 dot is empty, we can check in either of the things, like if the length is 0 or is empty, it is empty, otherwise it is not empty. The next method is join method. It returns a string joined with given delimiter. The delimiter is very important here. Here the delimiter is hyphen, and in the string join method the delimiter is copied for each element. Look at the output clearly. Look at another example, line number 5 and 7. Check out the delimiters and everything is clear. The output is very clear. The method substring returns a part of the string, and we need to observe the beginning index and ending index position. Look at line number 6 and 7. The basic index always starts with 0. So look at line number 6, s1 dot substring of 0. Only one parameter is specified, means it starts with 0 and goes to the end. Look at line number 8, it is 5 comma 10. And look at line number 10, 5 comma 15 it returns an exception, as we don't have that many number of characters in string S1. The next method is 2char array. It converts the string into character array. So we already practiced how to create a string from a character array. Here the string is converted into character array. The length is same. Look at the program. Look at line number 4. The string is S1 hello. And look at line number 5, S1 dot 2char array. So it has been copied to character array variable ch, and it is, since it is a character array, to print all the characters we need to use for loop. The next one is 2 lowercase, which converts any string into lowercase string. It converts all the characters of the string to lowercase. Value of method converts different types of values into string. We can convert integer to string, we can convert long to string, boolean, any type of data can be converted into a string. Look at line number 5, int value is equal to 30, and line number 6, string dot value of, and within brackets a concern variable. Now 30 is an integer which is converted to string and is assigned in S1. Look at line number 7, S1 plus 10 is valid. Look at the output, it is 3010, not 30 plus 10. 30 is not integer here, it is a string now. The string is added with plus. Plus is your concatenation operator.